Hello, everyone. Welcome to Nails and Beauty Talk. I am your host, Asia the Bird. To have a very special guest with us today. She is a handbag designer and a YouTuber. Please welcome Jasmine Long. Hello, Jasmine. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
You are most welcome. So I want to go ahead and get started with this interview by asking, where are you originally from and how did you get started into the realm of art?
So I'm originally from Hollywood, Florida. I grew up as a military brat, so I've lived a little bit of everywhere. And currently, right now, I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I would say I got introduced to the realm of art through my mom. To me, art is about expression, and the way that I used to express myself before was through my fashion. So I would say her being into fashion and being a little bit orthodox with her style inspired me to want to be a little bit out there and landish and express myself as well into fashion, which led into art.
Oh, really, really cool. So who are like your favorite artists?
So I don't really have a favorite artist that really like inspires me into the way that I go about my art. The one person though I did come across during the pandemic, because we were at home, bored and whatnot, was Dust of Gods. I really like their style of art, and their art is more so of fashion meets art, where they're doing the custom denim jackets. And I just love how they have like different textures incorporated with it. A lot of it is like, well, like what made y'all think to put X, Y, and Z with that together? But I like that it's kind of like a head twister and it makes you just wonder, and it's very different. So I would just say Dust of Gods. And then once again, I sound like a mama's girl, but definitely my mom, just like her being really into fashion and being different.
Oh, that's really, really cool. So in terms of like fashion designers, like who are like your favorite like fashion designers?
I would say the first one that popped in my head was Balenciaga, but I'm not like really like a follow, like I don't really like track them, and really into like their collections and all of that. But I just
Right.
like that is very like I feel like I keep saying different, but it's very different. I can't think of anyone else that I really like love as a fashion designer. I really am inspired by like just an array of everything. It's not really like just a fashion designer. It could be home decor, it could be a rug, it could be music. Like it's just an array of things that really inspire me in my art other than like fashion designers.
Oh, that's really, really cool. Yeah, like for me, like I'm inspired by like Dolce and Gabbana. Also
Mhm.
Laquan Smith, he has pretty cool collections. So yeah, like I don't have a particular fashion designer. Like there's inspirations like everywhere,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. Like I'm inspired by different artists. And it's really, really cool to see how people have their own style and people are in their own lane. So I find that very, very
Yes.
interesting. So I want to kind of get into like your custom design denim jackets, because I know you did one where it was like a one with like the Sharpie markers and things like that. So what is your whole process in terms of like designing, like whether it's like a custom denim jacket or like designing like painting like a handbag?
So the custom denim jacket was kind of like a work in progress. When I first started doing it, I really was inspired by Kanye West, like a jacket I had came across on Instagram, and I really was looking at the jacket and thought to myself like, that's really fire, like that's really bomb. And I feel like it's something that you really can't mess up. I feel like art in general is like there's really no mess ups in my opinion.
Mhm.
So before it was just kind of just taking it day by day, just slowly adding things to it. Because for me, I'm kind of like a slow worker. Like I just am inspired when I'm inspired, and when I'm not. Like I can't force myself to do it.
Mhm.
Um, so one way that I try to pivot that is I use Photoshop. So I'll create like a mock-up of a denim jacket. I'll take what my customer or whatever I'm feeling says that they want, whether that be colors, textures, words, what have you. And I'll just play around on Photoshop, create like a little mock-up image, and then it'll be a collaboration with myself and the customer to see like, okay, so how are you feeling this? Because, it's one thing to say you want X, Y, and Z, but once you see it come together in fruition, maybe you want to make a little bit of tweaks and what have you. Now with purses is a little bit different. That one is just really like a freestyle, and I just trust the process. And the process of that is just asking my customer, like, what color do you want included on your bag? What type of custom details do you want? What phrase do you want? A lot of the time, luckily, they do trust my judgment and they will let me just freestyle and customize it how I see fit. Of course, with me incorporating what, little tidbits they said about colors and things. But yeah, that's pretty much my process with jackets and purses.
Oh yeah, that's really, really cool. Now I want to get into like mediums in terms of like different like materials you would use. So what is like some of your like favorite materials to use? Like whether it's like paint or like any type of material to use, like in terms of creating like different designs on purses or like making custom design clothing.
I really my go-to when it comes to paint. I picked one up so I can show you. Is the Angelus Leather acrylic paint. This is really my go-to for the leather bags. This paint is me and her were best friends.
Yeah, I use that same paint too.
Yeah, this paint is bomb.
Yeah,
But
it's
when it
amazing.
comes to fabric, I really like to use the Tulip brand because the Angelus leather with fabric, it really just absorbs. It doesn't really leave like a like it's not, what's the word? Like, yeah, it just bleeds in. I don't know the word. I can't think of the word right now. But I really like Angelus leather paint. I like the Liquitex basic acrylic for whenever I'm trying to add like texture to a bag or a piece of clothing. And then my best friend is this marker, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but the
Posca.
uni. Yes, these markers, they come through every time. So I would say the three of those together really create a bomb piece, in my opinion.
Yeah, I love working with like acrylic paint and the leather paints. Those are bomb because I did
Yeah.
them on my pair of shoes, my pair of sneakers I had at one point, and I was like, oh wow, this is like incredible. I love the Posca markers too, but I got black and
Yeah.
white markers because like I just love to just draw. It's like a marker to me. It's just
Yes.
different types of marks. You don't have to use a paintbrush, and that's
Right.
that's what's really awesome about that. It's just like with these mediums, you can just do whatever you want with them. So
Right.
it's so much freedom that you have. Like, and with my jacket over here, like I just use like 3D. Uh,
Yay! Yay!
the 3D fabric paint, and I did glue on some of the buttons. So
Wow. That is so cute, girl. You did
thank
your
you.
thing. You're welcome.
Yeah, so I like using different things, but I'm trying to get back into textiles because like as of like for right now, I've been focusing on doing like nail art and interviews and things like that and illustrations digitally. So that's the mediums I like to use as well. So it's pretty cool how we have like some of the stuff in common. So I just find it very, very
Yeah.
cool. Now, in
Yeah.
terms of like with doing like custom design pieces, I want to also get into sewing machines. So what has been like your favorite sewing machine to use when creating like these custom design clothing pieces?
So I've only had one sewing machine, and I just recently got her. So I don't really have a favorite since I've only had one.
Mhm.
But after like many, many months of just hand stitching, because a lot of the stitch work that I did on custom denim jackets, a lot of it was just me hand stitching it. And my parents just wanted to support me and to help me speed up my time frames because hand stitching does take a while. They
Right.
purchased me the Brothers brand. I'm not sure what model it is, but the brand is Brothers. And I really like that machine because it doesn't have the pusher footer. It does give it to you as an option, but it has it where you can just press the button, feed it through, press the button stop, and then it locks it and all of that for you. So Brothers, hands down. I love it, even though it's the only one I had.
All right. All right. Now I want to get into in terms of like pricing. So what is your take in terms of pricing when it comes down to like when you're doing like a custom designed bag or like a nice unique piece of clothing? So how would you go about pricing?
So I don't really have this formula down packed. Like I'm still trying to learn and develop and figure out the correct way to price. But what I do currently is if something were to cost me like $10, I'm automatically going to charge an additional 10. So now it's 20. I try to take in account like how much my products cost that I'm going to be using it, what type of custom details do they want included, because you do want to, be compensated for your time and labor because it is a lot of work.
Right.
And then I also tried to charge based off of the fact that it's an exclusive piece. It's a one of a kind. No one else is going to have it.
Right.
So I don't really have like a happy medium number with that. Like I think for each creative, you just have to kind of figure that out for yourself, and like how long does it take you, the products, like the quality of the products and all of that. But I think a good starting ground would be to just, if it's 10, automatically add 10 because you want to get your money back. And then from there to just find that happy medium. But like I said, I'm still just trying to figure that out for myself, a more accurate way.
Yeah, same with me. I'm still trying to, work on the pricing thing too. And that's a good thing
Yeah.
too, is like, considering the materials and then, saying add another 10 or $20. Cause like with me, like I'll
Yeah.
do press on nails and I'll say, hey, this is this price because of the time, materials, and like the quality of the products I use, because like a bottle of polish should be like 17, $20 that I'm
Mhm.
using. So it's like the products and materials that we use, it's not cheap. And plus
It's not.
we're spending a lot of time just creating a body of work for the client, of what they want. So there's a lot that goes into account.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and I think that's just very, very important. It's just people have to consider that and understand that we're charging what we're worth, because we spend a lot of
Right,
time like working on, these pieces, for them.
right,
Now,
right.
how would you go about, like, what are some pieces of advice in terms of marketing and selling like one's work? How would you what piece of advice would you give for someone who wants to market their work?
I would say number one is to be consistent. I mean, I know everybody says that, but I really do think that's the key, to consistently show up, especially in the world of custom work, because for one, you want to gain your audience trust. And I think if you just post here and there, it's kind of like, yeah, I don't know if I can really trust that, I'm going to get quality work. Like, I feel like people, when you're consistent, people see your work, right? They see your range, they see what you
Mhm.
can create. I also think one thing that's worked for me is whenever I create a piece of content for my work, I try to make the content feel like a piece of art in itself as well. Because back in the day, I used to just put my denim jackets on a hook in front of a white wall, which there's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like, everybody does that. And you want to do something that makes you stand out a little bit. So I thought that it would be fun to cut that image out, like the jacket out of the white wall, put it on Photoshop and create like a fun little theme behind it, and just really make all of it feel like a piece of art. And as well as I said before, like just selling to your customer that, this is exclusive. This is a
Mhm.
one of a kind. Only you are going to rock this. So I think it's important when you market yourself to just be consistent, post it as a piece of artwork, and then sell that exclusively.
Yeah, most definitely. You definitely want to be consistent on social media, just promoting yourself. And plus you can use like ads too, in terms of, just promoting your work and things like that. So I'm getting into that, ads and stuff, trying to get acclimated with that. So that's very important
And
to market yourself and put yourself out there.
yeah, I've done a couple of ads too, and that does help a lot.
Mhm. Now, how much would the price be in terms of like Instagram ads? Would it start like at $5 or $10? Like, how does that work?
I normally do $30 for 6 days. I see the most, I guess the most, what's the word? I don't know, like the most reward. I can't think of the
Okay.
word, the most reward back from when I do like $30 for 6 days versus if I do like $5 for like a day. I feel like I just get more feedback and more of what I'm looking for when I do a longer time frame. I've
Okay.
never done any $30 though.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, what is your whole take in terms of like the progression of art and like where it's going?
That's a good question. The progression of art and where it's going. I think where art is going is it's everywhere. Like you say, we're doing it on our nails. I see a lot of people getting into like making rugs. Um, it's on clothing. Like I've even seen some artists where their clothing, they're doing collabs with like Nike.
Mhm.
Um, I think it's really opening up a world to where like artists really see, like I don't have to just be like a struggling artist. Like I could really make it in this bigger realm of art world.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's inspiring. I don't know. It's hope. It's just keep going. I feel like that made no sense, but that's just a really good question. I'm not sure how to really answer it, honestly.
Yeah, I think with the whole progression of art, like how you said, like, there's room for everyone in the creative world. And it's really, really cool to see how everyone can collaborate with different brands and put their work out there. And another thing too, like people starting into NFTs and things like that. And I think it's been kind of popular since like 2020, I believe. I could be wrong on that, but it's been popular as of recently. So a lot of people are getting into NFTs and selling their artwork through there. And it's just really cool, and it shows you that the possibilities are endless. So I just find that very, very interesting. Now I want to get into YouTube. So what made you decide to be a YouTuber?
I started YouTube back in 2012. I was watching a YouTuber by the name of Miss So Fabulous, and I really enjoyed her get ready with me, makeup, outfit of the day videos. And I ended up following her over on her Facebook fan page. And on her fan page, I overly interacted with her content because I really loved what she did. And she wrote me a message over on Facebook Messenger and said, like, she really liked my style. Like, I should really create a YouTube channel because it was different and that people would really gravitate towards my style. So I really would say it was because of her. I never thought before then of making a YouTube channel. I would just overly watch it all the time. But my first YouTube video was just me creating an outfit of the day, setting it up just like she did. Hey, my name is Jasmine Long, and this is my outfit of the day. And then from there, um, I went off to college. I really wanted to document my college journey. So I just vlogged from there. And then once I quit my 9 to 5 job, I really just wanted to document my story about just taking that leap of faith and quitting my 9 to 5 to pursue a world of art. And I try my best now to, continue to vlog, but with trying to, work and
Mm,
edit is a lot of work. I haven't
right.
really been able to keep up with it, but yes, shout out to Mrs. So Fabulous. That's how I became
Oh,
into
that
a YouTuber.
that's really, really great. Now, what college did you go to?
I went to first Savannah State. I went there for 2 years, which is a HBCU. And after that, I transferred to Georgia Southern. And that's where I got my bachelor's in fashion merchandising and apparel design.
Oh, that's really, really nice. Yeah, I went to SCAD, which is Savannah College Art and Design. So I did all 4 years in that school, and I majored like in illustration and I minored in fiber. So fibers entails pretty much working with yarn, different fabrics, textile design. So I majored in that. So that's really, really cool of how like you quit your 9 to 5 to really, really get into what you love to do, which is art. So that's really, really awesome. Now I want to ask and pertain to like within the art world, how important is it for Black representation to be present in the art world?
I think Black representation is important because it gives the youth an opportunity um, to see Black people, the Black community creating art, and to know that even regardless of my skin tone, I can create art and I can make a career of art, as well as Black representation in art. Tells a story to generations to come of where we've been, where we are currently, and where we envision ourselves in the future.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Now, how would you define success?
Success, I think for me, would just be peace, um, and a peace of mind. And what I mean by that is I'm really all in my head all the time, and I'm really hard on myself.
Mm,
And for me, peace would just be finally being able to be content and happy with who I am, um, and to continue to just have people want to support the art that I create, and to continue to be able to make money. I mean, a lot of people don't want to say that, but to continue to make money, off of
right.
what I love, to be able to take care of myself. But essentially, I would just say just peace. I just would like for my mind to just be calm. So success would just be a peace of mind.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely agree with that because I think self-care is very, very important. That's how you maintain that passion with what you do. And I'm a big advocate for mental health because I think that's very, very important. You got to take care of your mental health before you take care of others, before you get back into doing what you do. Because if you don't take care of yourself, you kind of lose that passion with what you do.
Yeah.
So I do believe that, you have to come first and then hop back onto what you do. So you maintain that passion, that work ethic.
Right. That's why I got on my self-care sweatshirt.
Yes. But I think
Self-care.
that's yeah, yeah, that's very, very important. Now, how do you balance like work and everyday life?
I don't have a balance yet. I'm still trying to figure it out. My world really revolves around just my work, just because I am the only person that can get it done. And if I'm not working, it's not like I can pass it off to anyone else. So I try to give myself 2 days out the week off, or at least two light days. I try to do like Wednesdays and Saturdays. Um, Sometimes that doesn't work out though, because I feel guilty for not doing work. But I'm still trying to find that balance, honestly. I don't have it all together.
Mm. Last but not least, where can people find you on social media and how can people support your work?
You can find me on social media at Jazz Originals. And to support my work, I do accept orders through a Google Docs form with an array of different bag options if you want. And you can also check me out on my personal account at Eclectic Nista Jr. if you just want a little bit more insight on who I am as a person behind the art.
Great. That's great. Now, well, thank you so much, Jasmine, for jumping onto the show. It's such a pleasure to have you. I love your work. I love the purses that you do,
Thank
like that
you.
you design. I love the colors. It's so colorful. It's so absolutely unique. So keep up the amazing work and thank you so much for jumping onto the show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to click the bell for notifications. Also, follow me on my social media platforms and visit my website, asiaticbird.com, and be on the lookout for more interviews to come very soon. Take care and stay beautiful.